Hey up and welcome to this week's Shimmy Tv bike review. This week we're testing the Honda CRF 1000L DCT Africa Twin, courtesy of Wheels Motorcycles in Leicester. Thanks a lot and let's have a look. So the Africa Twin was launched in the late 1980s and since then has had massive success over at the Dakar Rally. The latest Africa Twin is the lightest, most nimble, most powerful and most importantly the most technically advanced Africa Twin yet. The engine on the Africa Twin is a 1000cc parallel twin which puts out 93 brake horsepower and I think 98 Newton meters of torque. So effectively the DCT gearbox is an automatic. It has a thumb and index finger kind of like paddle shift on the left hand side of the bars, which also means that it doesn't come with a clutch and it doesn't come with a gear selector on the left hand side of the bike. But what it does have is a switch on the right hand side of the bars with D, S and N, drive, sport and neutral. It also has another switch just below it next to the hazard button with A and M, which you can switch it from auto to manual or Tiptronic. The suspension on the Africa Twin works really well on the road. I can't say what it's like off-road because I haven't taken it off-road and I'm probably not going to, but on the road it works really well, handles great, it feels quite nimble for quite a big bike. Both the front and rear suspension are fully adjustable. The one thing I would say about the front forks is that on the brakes they seem to dive quite a bit. So it could probably do with a little bit more preload on the front forks, just to help with that initial bite and initial grab of the brakes. Talking about the brakes also work really well as well. You get the same sort of spongy feel that you get with all of the new ABS systems. However, the brakes do work really well, and if you intend on taking Africa Twin off-roading, you can, with one press of a button, turn the ABS off on the rear wheel. So the Africa Twin's got plenty of usable power. It feels really strong right through the rev range. You never feel like you're lacking in power at all. And off the lights with the DCT gearbox, it freaking flies, especially if you turn the traction control off. However, I'm not quite sold on it. Obviously it does feel a little bit alien as soon as you get on the bike. If you're used to riding bikes with a clutch and a gear selector, it will feel a little bit alien. What I'm not keen on with the DCT gearbox is when you're riding a bike through traffic round town, you use your clutch, your gears, your throttle to kind of balance yourself and navigate your way through traffic. What I find with the DCT is it just doesn't change down the box quick enough for you. Especially if you want to overtake something quickly, if you rev it, you give it a fistful of throttle, it doesn't change down the box very quickly, unless you rev it right round to the stop. But believe me, this is in no way a quick action throttle, so you'll have to take probably 2 handfuls to get it right round to the stop. That being said, the gearbox is very advanced and super smooth, especially with the dual clutch. And in years to come, these sort of gearboxes will probably be available on such a wide range of bikes and will be so advanced. So I've spent a bit of time on the road on the Africa Twin DCT, but I've also managed to do a closed road lap of the Isle of Man TT on the Africa Twin, the geared version, thanks to John McGuinness. He lent me his Africa Twin. He also lent me his leathers, his boots and his gloves as well. So this is what the lap was like. So the lap of the Isle of Man TT course on the Africa Twin was absolutely awesome. The first thing that struck me with the Africa Twin was how stable it was at high speeds on the road. The suspension worked well, brakes worked well. I turned the traction control off before I set off. Coming into some of the faster corners on the TT course, with the front tyre being so tall and thin, it felt a little bit sketchy at times, which made me a little bit nervous, but on the whole it handled really well. Coming down the Sulby Straight, I managed to see flat out about 144 miles an hour, which for a big adventure bike is absolutely awesome. After riding both models of the Africa Twin, personally I'd opt for the manual version over the DCT. So the Africa Twin is priced at just over £11,000, which puts it cheaper than majority of its competitors out there. And looks wise, I can honestly say that the Africa Twin, personally speaking, I'd say is probably one of the best looking adventure bikes there are on the market. One thing that I think the Africa Twin could really benefit from is cruise control. Cruise control, and especially in frickin' November, heated grips, because my ride to London and back was so damn cold. So that's it for the review of the Honda Africa Twin. If you like the review, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more of this sort of stuff. Also, special thanks to our sponsor, Wheels Motorcycles in Leicester. And yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.